Hi, welcome, bienvenidos. It's your girl Yessie, and I'm back with another video. For today's video, I'm going to be demoing and giving you my thoughts and a brief review on the new Patrick Ta blush and highlighter palette. So if you're interested, then keep on watching. Alrighty, amigas, besties. Like I mentioned in my introduction, I am going to be demoing the new blush and highlighter palette from Patrick Ta. He recently came out with this new, he dropped it without notice, he didn't mention it. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing today, and I'm also going to be comparing it to last year's. So if you haven't seen the palette, this is the new palette right here. He changed the packaging, so last year's was mirrored, as you can see. You can see everything on this packaging, and now he has like this frosted rose gold, which is pretty nice actually, because you know I like to keep my makeup clean, and when I see fingerprints, I'm always like trying to clean it off and stuff. But yeah, this is, like I said, this is a new packaging, Patrick Ta for face, and this time he's giving us 2 new blushes and formulas and a highlighter. In last year's palette, he gave us 3 highlighters. I'm sorry, 3 blushes. So this is what the colors look like. These are the 2 blushes, and this is the highlighter. And you also don't need to feel pressured to get this palette. I mean, it's nice because you get a lot for your value if you like his formula and his blushes. But he, with last year's palette, he ended up making them into singles a couple months later. So they are, so it's possible that he might do the same with this palette, most likely in a couple more months. But yeah, this is last year's palette, and this is this year's palette. So as you can see, so this is last year's palette, which is more bright and vibrant, and this is this year's palette, which is a little more subtle. He gave us a pink and a corally color, and then of course the highlighter. I don't think he's done highlighters before, but this is new to me. I don't think so, but we'll see. And yeah, I'm pretty excited to try this out. Of course, he does the cream blushes. He has this little plastic thing right here, that way your powder won't get into your blushes, and start mixing. But yeah, how Patrick Ta uses his blushes is he'll apply the powder, and then he'll apply the blush for like a subtle glow, and that's how I'm going to be using it today. Usually I use a cream bronzer, and then at the end I'll use the powder blush, just so it can last me a little bit longer. But because I went in with a matte foundation, it's okay if I have that glow, because I already prepped my face with matte products, and typically that's what I go for, because I have an oily T-zone, so throughout the day I do get oily, so I always try to have like a matte look. But yeah, it's okay to go in with the cream blushes at the end. His formula is pretty good when you use a cream blush over the powder. They mesh very nicely. So what I'm going to do is I am going to use one blush on this side and the other on this side. For the highlighter, I think I'm just going to do the cream first, because that's how I usually do. I don't like that glossy highlighter per se. And same thing with the Natasha Denona. I apply the gloss first and then I apply the powder. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And let's see. First, I'm going to go in with the color pink. And this color is in Giving Flirty. So I'm going to grab this pink color right here with my e.l.f. small stipple brush. And I'm just going to go in a little bit. I do notice that both blushes have like a sheen to it. They have like really small like particles of glitter. And I don't know if you could tell. So let's go ahead and go into it. I'm going to go into the color Giving Flirty, which is this pink. And they do have some kickback to it. Okay, so I'm just going to... Wow, it's very crumbly. I don't know if you can pick that up on the camera. Give me a second. It's very crumbly. I've never experienced that with this past blush palette, but it's very, very powdery. Huh. Okay. So as you can see, it's really pigmented. And I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm building it up a little bit more. Very pretty. It has a sheen to it as well. See, I know it. They're not completely matte. They look like they have like small specks of glitter in the pan. And as you can see, it does have like a really nice healthy glow. Last year's, like I said, they were pretty matte. Once you apply the cream blush, that's when it gave you that nice healthy glow. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with Giving Sunkissed, which is this corally shade right here, and I'm gonna use this on the other side, and then we'll go in with the cream blushes. So as you can see, it did pick up a lot. That's pretty, and you most definitely can see a difference. This is corally, sun-kissed, and this is pink. See, I like more of a matte look, but since I went in with matte products, I don't mind this glow. I just don't know how it's gonna work like throughout the day when I do get oily, but we'll see. But so far, like, they're both pretty. All right, so now I'm gonna grab my beauty blender. This is the e.l.f. Total Sponge. So now I'm actually gonna go into the cream blushes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab the pink from one side and I'm gonna apply it over the pink. Let me grab a little mirror. Okay, so let's do this. So I feel like that pink just intensified this color a little bit. I mean, it is pretty and I do see a sheen to it. All right, let's do the other side. So I'm gonna go into the Giving Sunkiss, which is this corally color. And with the other side of the blush, the sponge, I'm just gonna grab that color and I'm just gonna go in. That's pretty. I really like this color, and it has like a gold reflex to it. At least in the pan it does. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm liking this though. I don't know. I don't know. But anyways, let's go into the cream highlighter now. And I'm going to use my fingers with this. Feels like Vaseline. For real, for real. Alright, so I'm just going to apply a little bit on Okay, I'm not sure I see the sheen to it. I don't know if it did much, just because like I said that these well, at least the pink one has like this glow to it, so I'm not sure that cream highlighter did anything. But I'm going to go in with my highlighter brush, and I'm going to close this, and I'm going to go into this right here. And now I'm going to apply it over the cheeks to see if it does anything. Okay, I can see that. It looks to be subtle. It's very subtle, I'll say that. Very, very, very subtle. Alrighty, so that was the demo portion of this Patrick Ta face palette. And what are my thoughts? I don't know. First of all, there's for sure differences between last year's palette and this year's palette. Last year's palette was 3 blushes and they were all matte, which, like I said, I love that because, you know, I get oily throughout the day, so I need a matte blush, and they're very long lasting. They show up on my skin tone very nicely. You know, it all depends how intense you go with them, but you know, they'll show up. They're more bright colors. This year's I liked because they're subtle. However, that pink color in here, giving flirty, it has a sheen to it by itself. That most definitely, you can see very tiny glitter particles in the pan. I don't see it on my face, but like I said, it does show like a sheen to it, and that's without me applying the cream over it. Which, I mean, for today it's okay because I went in with a matte foundation, and I don't mind the glow. Like, I already know with Patrick Ta I can go in with the powder, and then for like a radiant healthy glow I can go with the cream over it, and it works fine. But if the powder by itself is giving me that glow, then I don't need to add the cream over it to make it even more, because you know, throughout the day I do get oily, and can you imagine how it's gonna look? I don't want to be looking like an oily mess, so you know, I have to use the product sparingly. The coral shade, giving sun kiss, that didn't, it looks like it has some glitters, but it didn't show up as shiny as this pink one, giving flirty, so I like that. And yeah, I'm not sure if and you know what, and even when I used the cream over the giving sun kiss, I'm not sure it did anything. This glow that you see, it's actually from the highlighter, it's not from the palette, so I'm not sure. I think this palette will look nice in the, I would say in the winter time for me, because I can get away with using more like blushes that have a sheen to them, because in the summertime I do get really oily, and so I can definitely, I have to use like matte products including my blushes, but I'm not too convinced. And then this highlighter, it's very nice. It's like a glow from within. It's not, it doesn't wow me per se, because I think this cream highlighter is just like Vaseline. There is no pigmentation. Like this, like touching it, it's very Vaseline-y, very Vaseline, and it has no pigment to it. So I don't know. And this was, I believe, $58. I got mine from Sephora, and I was able to use some of my points to purchase this product, but I'm not sure that it's worth it for me. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the Patrick Ta face palette. I really hope you enjoyed today's demo and mini review. So yeah, I hope you're having a great day wherever you are, and as always, I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.